All right, let's talk materials for our Christmas stocking. So 3.5 standard for all of my work. We're gonna need some scissors, 3.5 crochet hook. Sorry about that, crochet hook. We're gonna need some scissors. You're gonna need some stitch markers, a yarn needle, some yarn. So I use two colors, just two very traditional Christmas colors, which is the red and the white. And I think that's it, y'all. Honestly, I think this is probably the least material heavy project we have going. I did add jingle bells to mine, so if you have that, that'd be kind of cool to add. But other than that, we're good to go. All right, we're gonna start with the body of our stocking, and we're gonna start with the red yarn. This is gonna be our primary color. So let's go ahead and start with a magic circle. This is gonna be row number 1. In our magic circle, we're gonna do 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and put our stitch marker. Row number 2 is going to be a row of increases. So 1, 2, 1, 2. You're going to do that all the way around. Row number 3 is going to be 1 single crochet and then an increase. 1 and then an increase. 1 and then an increase. 1 and then an increase. You're going to do that all the way around. Row 4, 2 single crochets and then an increase. 1, 2, and then an increase. 1, 2, and then an increase. You're going to do that all the way around. Row number 5 is going to be 3 single crochets and an increase. So 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, and then an increase all the way around. All right, so for rows 6 through 11, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch, and this is going to be the toe of our stocking. So go ahead and do yours. I'm going to do mine off camera, and I will meet you back here once I'm done with row number 11. All right, so this is what I'm looking like after 11 rows. Row number 12 is going to be a little bit different, so bear with me here. We're going to do 10 single crochets to start out with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So next what we want to do is skip 10 single crochets or 10 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go into that 11th stitch, and that's going to count as our first single crochet 1, and we're going to do an additional 9 in that the last remaining 9. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So what we're looking like right now is you should have started with 10 stitches, chain 10, skipped 10 stitches, and then single crocheted in the remaining 10 stitches. And what that does is that it creates that hole for the foot, the heel of our stocking. So we need that. All right, so for rows 13 through 18, we're gonna do 1 single crochet in each stitch. You're gonna start with, for row number 13, it's a little bit tricky. You're gonna do the 10 single crochets, but the 10 single crochets in that chain, you want to add 10 single crochets in that chain. I should say it that way. So when you come up on the chain, I like to flip it so that it's the right side up. You want to make sure that you're adding 10 single crochets into the chain. And then once you get to the end of the chain, you just continue on the other side as normal. Row number 14 is going to look normal once we finish row number 13 and adding those single crochets in this chain. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of what it looks like to add the single crochets into the chain. So go ahead and do this. I'm going to finish mine off camera. Maybe I'll just show you what it looks like to get to the end of the chain. If you haven't done this before, it's a little bit tricky. It's not hard, it's just a little bit tricky. So let's go ahead and get in there. Goodness. All right. And so once we're done with that chain, we're just going to go as normal. And so when you're done, row number 13, you should end up with 30 stitches. 30 single crochets. So go ahead and do all the way up to row number 18, and I will meet you back here once I'm done to show you what we're looking like. So last minute, I decided to add 2 additional rows. So go ahead and do rows 13 through 20, and I will meet you back here. And the reason behind that is just for those of you who don't know, I most of the time make these up as I go, and so last night I actually tested this pattern out, and it was a bit small because the purpose that I'm using this for is to put some gift cards in it. And the gift card fit, but it was like really snug, and so it was cool, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end of the video. It was cool, but I wanted it a little bit bigger, and so I increased just with counts. Like, I didn't actually make it again, and so now that I'm making it on camera, I realized that with the increase, I actually do, and when I say increase, I meant the increase in the toe part. I do actually want to make this part higher, so we're gonna do up to row number 20. And then we're gonna start with our white. So I might as well just stay on camera at this point. I done went on a whole little rant about how I was making this pattern, but that's usually my process. I make the pattern sometimes from memory. I don't write it down right away. I actually just make it, and it sounds weird, but let me know in the comments if you can relate to this. Like, I crochet it in my head, and then I put it on paper later. So when I'm sitting down, like pretending to watch TV or something, like I'll be writing a pattern in my head. So that's kind of what happened. Okay, that looks a little bit better to me. I'm at the end of row number 20, and I actually already cut my yarn, but I wanted to show you what it looks like once I get to the end of row number 20. So I'm gonna do that last single crochet in row number 20, and I'm actually gonna slip stitch to close off that row, and then change to my white color and chain 2. The reason behind that is we're actually going to switch to double crochets right now. So we want to close off those single crochets, chain 2. I'm going to put my stitch marker now. Well, actually, you don't really need it, but I'll put it there anyways. And then we are going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch for row number 19. So what that looks like is, I'm gonna go on my next row, my next stitch, sorry. And remember, we're switching from single to double crochets here. So we're just doing double crochets all the way around, and you can tell that I'm actually, excuse me, crocheting over those tails. I say it in every video. If you haven't done this yet, it is a lifesaver so that you're not like weaving in ends at the end. I hate having a lot of weaved ends that needs to be weaved at the end of my project. So it's literally the same thing as crocheting over them. So that's what I do. All right, so let me do this all the way around. I'll meet you back. Okay, so I'm at the end of row number 19, and I'm actually going to move my stitch marker, and I'm going to slip stitch that last double crochet to the first one, just like that, and I'm going to chain 2 and then do another row of double crochets. another row of double crochets, and you're going to slip stitch at the end of this one also, and then fasten off. We're done. Okay, so let me go ahead and do this, and then I'll show you what we're looking like. Alright, I made it to the end of my row number 20, and I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch that last double crochet to the first one. I'm going to fasten off. And so we do need to weave this end in, that one's just unavoidable. I mean, it's cool, we'll just do this one. And I like to weave on the inside just because, you know, if you see anything, it'll be on the inside. So once we do this, all we have to do left is the heel. I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm doing, but it's nothing exciting. I'm literally just weaving in this stupid end. We just need to do the heel of our stocking, and then we are done. So this is what we're looking like right now, and pretty darn decent. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the heel. So now what we need to do is attach some yarn to our heel and just complete this heel to finish out our project. So what I need to do is I'm just going to go into one of these unworked stitches. I'm going to attach my yarn just like that. It's easier if you start with the bottom of the heel, because remember we did those chains at the top, and essentially you're crocheting in the bottom of the chains, and it's a little bit more difficult. So I like to start with the easier stuff first. It's a mental thing for me. Start with the easiest things first. So we attached our yarn. I'm gonna pull that pretty tight, and I'm gonna do 10 single crochets on the bottom, 10 single crochets on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm actually gonna cut that now. It's annoying. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and where's our 20? Right there. And we're going to slip stitch. And that is what the row number 1 of our heel looks like. Kind of funky, but that's what we're looking like so far. Row number 2 of the heel is going to be 1 single crochet in each, and so we just put in 20, so we should end up with 20 at the end of this row. So go ahead and do that, and then meet me back here. Okay, and the very last row of our heel is going to be 2 single crochets and then a decrease. So we're going to do 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and then a decrease. 1, 2, and then a decrease. You're going to do that all the way around. Okay, so this is what we're looking like so far. We have a little bit of a whole situation happening here. So I've fastened off and I've left a long tail for sewing. What I'm going to do now is sew this thing together. So I'm going to sew the way I like to sew my stockings. You may see, this done differently, all kind of different ways. I like to sew mine this way first and then pull it close like that. It's just a preference. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and travel my yarn up, and let's go here, and I am going to sew this thing together, just going back and forth. Okay, so once this is all sewed, what I like to do is actually just pull it close. So go up top and just pull it close like that. And it's a couple of reasons why I like doing it this way, but again, it's just preference. I haven't seen anybody else to do theirs this way, but for me it looks better, but feel free to attach however you see fit. This is your project, but this is the way I do mine. And so what I also like to do is just kind of go down, because remember when we open it, there's a little bit of a hole there. So I just go a couple of stitches, you know, down, sew it down, just so that, you know, if you're gifting this to somebody, that hole is not visible. But if you put something in the stocking, I mean, it's not going anywhere because we sewed it closed at the top. So it's secure. This is just for aesthetics for me. Okay, and that's good for me. And so what I'm gonna do now is just knot my yarn so that it's not going anywhere. And then I'm just gonna weave it in so that it's hidden, and we are done. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. I added bells to mine. I actually had these laying. I have a lot of stuff laying around in my craft room, okay? But I had these laying around, and so I thought, you know, what better time than Christmas to bring these guys out. So this is what we're looking like. What you can do with this pattern, let's talk some alterations. Obviously, you can change the color. This is giving me traditional Christmas vibes, but you definitely can go off the wall with like a pink or purple. You can do a green, blue. I mean, sky's the limit. Like I said, I decided to add bells to mine. You can definitely add some other accessories, like maybe a mistletoe, some berries. Those are really, really popular during Christmas time. You could add like a snowman or a Santa applique. I don't have a pattern for that just yet, but if you are a crocheter and you happen to have that in your arsenal, go for it. It'd be really cute if you would attach this to like a gift, or maybe even like a coffee mug. Put some candy canes inside with some chocolates. Maybe you if you have like a Cricut or something of the like, you could heat press someone's name on it. That'd be kind of cool too. Sky is the limit. Again, I offer you the base patterns and you can dress it up however you want. Please send me photos of finished product. I really, really love to see those through my Facebook page, through my IG page, message me here, all that good stuff. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as we, you know, keep going, trugging along in our Christmas series. Happy holidays to everybody. Stay safe with everything going on in the world. Make sure you crochet some cool stuff, and meet me back here next Monday for another tutorial in our Christmas series. Bye, guys.